What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Watch, and today we are back after a few days break because of stuff. That's really it. So we're back, and today's video will be the Tobirama Senju, the Edo Tobirama that is currently out in Japan and will be out tomorrow in global if you guys are watching this today. So I like to make it around the time. I'm thinking that I'm going to start making these videos around the time when they appear on both, or they're already out on both versions of the game, because it'll just make it, more accessible to people. Sometimes when I put them out a little bit early, and they're only out on the Japan version, people on the global side might not realize it until after the character is already out in global. Okay, sorry, we were tired today. But, we're back. Okay. So, Tobirama Senju, Enlightened Brilliance. His base cost is 60. Type Bravery. Non-limit breakable, of course. No units these days really come out limit breakable. That did happen once. But, that wasn't even 6 stars. Okay, losing topic. So, what are his stats, right? We're looking at 1744. Actually, let me try to zoom in. So it's more proper. 1744 attack, HP, 1294 attack, range is mid. And just before I move on further, I always forget to mention, I do not want to forget to mention this. The website I'm currently on is the Naruto Blazing Reddit. A simple Google search will get you there, or I'll leave a link down below. So on here, everyone does a really good job of putting these pages together. So they have a character page for every single unit, and I'm going over the Tobiramas, and then I'll also be using the Nuker page from Anton Labs, and the optimal team analysis for Bravery from Just Some School Fags. I always gotta, yeah, okay, never mind. So just a quick shout out to the Reddit and everything from there. If you guys want to learn more stuff about the game, that's the place you want to go. Field skill is reduced damage taken by 15 to 20%. Buddy skill is boost critical rate by 2.25%. So let's a little quick overview of what's going on over here. So in terms of HP, he has a high HP count. Nice, this is very nice. In terms of attack, 1394 is on the low end. Mid-range units, to be considered one of those high-end mid-range people, you want to be looking at somewhere like in the 1500 ranges. Sometimes you even see like 1600 attack with some mid-range units, and that's pretty damn high. But that doesn't seem to be his high point. This is just me kind of making some points about his stats real quickly. So about 1300 attack is, I'm going to say, average. And if you have that 1500 plus attack range for mid-range units, you're talking about, you're in the good range. You're talking about top tier attack. That's just attack. These days, the units that come out are more well-rounded, so that even if they lack in something here, they make it up for something somewhere else. It's no longer just raw stats that define a unit. So field skill, is field skill one of the best? Next to field healing, this one's probably just right next to it. So reduced damage taken by 15 to 20%. You are essentially doing the same job as healing, which is, preventing death. That's the whole thing. You're taking less damage, you don't need to heal as much. Same concept. Buddy skill, boost critical rate. It's not an amazing buddy skill, but it'll get the job done. From what it seemed like, there is no exact number, but from just some testing out that I saw on the subreddit before, it seems like the critical rate chance by default is 1 or 2%. So doubling it doesn't do much. But, it's there. Normal hit count, that's not a big deal. 2 hit counts, it's kind of neat. I guess for Phantom Castle it does help and things like that, just getting that extra chakra. But in terms of anything else, it's nothing too crazy. Jutsu, 6 chakra, 5.8 times attack in bravery to one enemy, and gives 2 perfect dodges for 2 turns. So what is it, what are we talking about right here? 5.8 times attack, that's a high multiplier. It is single target, but the cool thing is 2 perfect dodges for 2 turns. We haven't seen this yet, really. We've just seen people who just have perfect dodges, and that's really it. If you take a look at, this is hard to compare it to. If you guys remember the Bravery Hinata from, the 5-star Bravery Hinata, she has a perfect dodge for 4 chakra, I think. Just double checking. I believe it is 4 chakra, and it's 3 perfect dodge for 3 turns. So for 6 chakra, for 2 more chakra, you get a single target, you get a single target attack out of it, and then, you cut down on 1 perfect dodge in 1 turn. So perfect dodges, just to reiterate, the way it works is you have 2 conditions for perfect dodges. If you get hit twice, it breaks. If the 2 turns, end, perfect dodge is over. Whichever happens first, that breaks the perfect dodge. Ultimate Jutsu, 12 chakra, 15 times attack in bravery to all enemies in range and knocks them back, and mobilizes self for 4 turns. So 12 chakra, 15 times attack to all enemies in range is a really high multiplier. So it's no Madara, it's no Blazing Fest like Utakata or anything like that. But for a non-Blazing Fest unit, yeah, this is really good. It hits all enemies in range, and on top of that, it knocks them back. The only part is it immobilizes yourself for 4 turns. So this is like my take on it. Yes, the immobilization sucks, but 4 turns isn't, it sounds like a lot, but it actually isn't. 4 turns is simply 1 rotation. So let's say you use Tobirama first, right? He's your first character, and then you have 2 other characters that are currently out. You use Tobirama's first, his ultimate jutsu, right? Now his turn ends, and then it'll be the next person's turn. When that turn ends, once it comes all the way back to Tobirama, he will be immobilized. Then the following rotation, you'll be able to use him again. So that's the way it works. And also, while he's immobilized, he cannot do combination attacks. So that's the only downside, right? You won't be able to use him for the next turn. Whenever you use your ultimate jutsu, you will not be able to use him for the next turn, and in that time, he will not be able to contribute in combination attacks. That's the downside. Now, personally, I actually think this is a really cool mechanic, because it's kind of like, it makes the character unique, where it's like, you got trade-offs and said, okay, here's a high damaging jutsu, but instead we're going to make it a trade-off so that you can't just, we're not just going to try to break every character and just make each character better by simply breaking their stats further. So the concept here is that, we give you something good, but in return there's a consequence to it. And I like that. It makes it so that characters are unique and they're more situational, rather than every character can fit every single situation and you just need people with raw damage instead. So that's my opinion. Now, really quickly, we're going to go take a look at the abilities. He has 2 boost attack by 100, so that's really good. Reduce chakra gauge by 1 is amazing, top tier ability. Reduce damage from wisdom enemies is really good, because it really helps for those bravery only missions that happen to be against wisdom enemies. Increase multiplier of both jutsus by 1, and I already went over that. So by 1, the way it works is that this would go from 5.8 to 6.8, and this would go from 15 to 16. So imagine if you had all these. Tobirama's actually becomes like, he just starts hitting like a truck. And I actually went ahead and did the calculation, so let me pull that up real quickly. So let's just move that right over here. So if we're looking, come on, okay, so let's look at his normal jutsus first, right? So this is without any duplicates or anything. This is just raw stats. His damage is, for this normal jutsu right here, it'd be 8,085, which, it's close to 10,000 for single target damage. That's pretty good. Now, when you're looking at his ultimate end, his damage per chakra is 1348, which is about average in terms of damage per chakra for a normal jutsu single target. If you're above 1,000, close to between 1,000 and 1,500, that's pretty good for damage per chakra on a normal jutsu. Now, for the ultimate jutsu, it is, 15 times multiplier gets you 20,910 for, it's an AoE, so it hits all. And on top of that, the damage per chakra is 1743. So that is without duplicates, and just to show you where he stands, we're going to take a look right here. So these are the damage per chakra of the ultimate jutsus of all the bravery units. I mean, without Tobirama included, of course. So 1748 puts him in between Mei and Granny Chio. So, how good is that really? Well, put it this way. Kakazu is the only AoE user. Everyone else here, unless you have max dupes, and these are also taking into account all maximum duplicates for every single unit, right? So for Kakuzu, this is actually like Kakuzu's duplicates give him like 300 or 400 extra attack. So take that into account. This wouldn't be as high as it is without duplicates. So besides that, you got One Tail Naruto single target, Sage Mode Naruto single target, unless you get, you know, a couple of duplicates. Minato single target, Konan single target, Kakuzu is AoE single target, I'm pretty sure right here. Single target. So Kakuzu is the only contender for that AoE spot. Mei is also AoE, but just putting it in perspective. So now imagine if we had duplicates on Tobirama, where would he stand? So now with duplicates, we got a 6.8 times multiplier because he has that one duplicate that increases your multiplier. Next you have the base attack plus the pills, of course, and then plus 200 is for that 100 attack up boost. Gives you a whopping 10,839, and on top of that it goes from 6 chakra to 5 chakra, putting his damage per chakra at 2168. And looking back here, you know, these are ultimate jutsus we're comparing it to. The fact that he'll bump up right here for single target damage per chakra is amazing. Now ultimate jutsu, right? Actually, this is incorrect. That should be a 16. Oh, okay then. I forgot to change the number. So we'll do that really quickly. 1594. It'll be 25,504. 25,504. Divide that by 10. Okay, so I already did this part. So this is right. I just forgot to include the number here. So his ultimate jutsu would be 25,504, and his damage per chakra, because you're no longer using 12 chakra, you're using 10 chakra. So it'd be 2550, and that put him in between Konan and Minato, making him the hardest, the most efficient AoE user. Not really. Sage Mode Naruto would be, because Sage Mode Naruto can turn his Rasen Shuriken into AoE. Technically, it would make him the second damage per chakra efficient AoE user behind Sage Mode Naruto. So it's still, you know, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. So where does that put him in terms of raw damage? If you wanted to take a look. So if we're right now we're taking a look at single target users, right, under bravery. So Naruto, One Tail Naruto is an outlier, right, because he's got the self boost. But if you're not looking at One Tail Naruto, single target damage, Sage Mode Naruto does 36,120 with his ultimate jutsu against wisdom types. Now Tobirama, since his ultimate jutsu is AoE, it's not included in here. But if you manage to use his normal attack twice, his normal jutsu, it does this much damage in a sense, right? It does 32,517 against wisdom units, of course. So that would make him the third hardest hitting single target user, which is pretty good, you know. And the fact that you're doing it with normal jutsus. Now, if we scroll down to the AoE section, normal jutsu Kakuzu is, you know, Kakuzu is Kakuzu. Since Tobirama doesn't have that AoE on his normal jutsu, we just exclude that. Now, if you take a look over here, ultimate jutsu, Tobirama takes the cake. So he does 38,000 damage, 256, sorry, against wisdom, and neutral he does this much. So he beats out Sage Mode Naruto, he beats out Kakuzu. I didn't even know Danzo did that much damage. Well, that's pretty cool. And then he beats out Mei as well. So in terms of AoE, if you manage to get him, and Anton actually made a note that in terms of neutral damage, Sage Mode Naruto has that similar effect as One Tail Naruto, where if it's against wisdom, his multipliers increase. But if you're talking about just if you're not even talking about wisdom, if Tobirama had 0 duplicates, he'd still be the hardest hitter in terms of neutral damage. So that is pretty cool to note. So that's really it for this in-depth analysis. My final opinions on Tobirama is that he's really good, you know, for being a bravery unit. Unfortunately, his banner only features himself, and that's it. So I don't, and since anniversary is coming up, I'd skip it. But if this was like past the anniversary, I'd actually go for this unit. So that's just kind of my opinion on it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.